Welcome to bookleague StoryTime Adventures. I am about to read
the scariest story you've ever heard.
Written by Ron Keres, designed by Arthur Linn.
Let's go!
Get ready for the scariest story you've ever heard. It's much too scary for pictures, so I plan to use words!
Bet you didn't see that coming, did ya?
Chills will spread from your head to your toes. Actually, I'm scared to begin, but here's how it goes. One dreary day in a house just like yours. Thunder was booming, and the rain did it pour. It was minutes till midnight when the power went out. The boys, they woke up with a scream and a shout. Lying in bed and certainly scared for what happened next, they were not prepared. First there was a creak. Then there was a crack. What could it be? And would it attack? Their tiny hearts began to rapidly pump. But it only became worse when they heard thump, thump, thump. They cowered in fear and hid under their covers. The monster approaching could easily eat brothers. Grrr was the next sound that he made, but the boys were confused as it started to fade. Even though the intruder went further away. This would not be the end of his haunting that day. He began to cling as he was stomping around. The boys heard a bang as something fell to the ground. Arrgh! He yelled. This could not be good. For now the boys knew in the kitchen he stood. What was he looking for? Why was he furious? As scared as they were also quite curious. Against better judgment, they got out of the beds. They stood at the door, blankets over their heads. First they heard followed by crunch, crunch, crunch. The dog whimpered and barked. Did he get eaten for lunch? Then for a moment, things were eerily silent. If they opened the door, would the beast become violent? The silence was broken by drip-drop. Drip-drop. Was this just a nightmare? And when would it stop? The boys had enough. They knew hiding didn't matter. As they left their dark room, there was a shriek and a splatter. They crept down the hall, preparing for doom, but were shocked and surprised as they entered the room. There he was, a spoon in his hand. This was not a horrible monster, but a familiar man.
Dad!
They cried.
What on earth are you doing?
Dad couldn't respond as he was fervently chewing. Their fear turned to laughter. With the words that would follow, Dad took a drink and proceeded to swallow.
I'm sorry I scared you. Things are not what they seem. It was all for a bowl of delicious ice cream.
And if you would like to know what really made those scary sounds, here is what happened.
Dad opened the door. Then he walked. Then his belly got all like gurgly and stuff. Then he picked up a bowl from the cupboard and dropped it, of course. Probably on his foot because he went, "Arg!" Then the slur was from the whipped cream because dads love whipped cream. I do. Then the crunch, 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 crunch from, eating some peanuts or something. I'm not sure. And then, of course, the bark came from the dog. And then drip, drip, drip from the, the ice cream. And then he stubbed his toe. That's where the shriek came from. And then he dropped his ice cream, which created the splatter. So as you can see, this was not really the scariest story ever told. It was actually the biggest misunderstanding in Halloween history. Let this be a lesson for you kids. If there's something scary out there, it's most likely your dad eating ice cream. Hello, Book Leaguers. Welcome to Book League Storytime Adventures. I have a scary new story for you. It's called The Scariest Campfire Story You've Ever Heard. Written by Ron Keres, designed by Linn. This is the long-awaited sequel to The Scariest Story You've Ever Heard, and is also written by the author of the Finn the Frog series. These stories are great and hilarious, and I will link to Ron's playlist in the description below. Let's go. The big day had come. It was finally here. The camping trip Dad took us on every year. The campsite was awesome, and fishing, you bet. But then came a night we would not soon forget. That night in our tent, making plans for the morning, we saw Dad sit up, and he whispered a warning. "There's something outside, boys. We aren't alone." Then he turned on the light of his cellular phone. It seemed like a prank, but then we heard it too. We shrank in our bags as our fears quickly grew. The noise was so eerie, a moan, then a whine. The panting and wheezing sent chills down our spine. "Who are you?" Dad yelled. "Tell us, why are you here?" But there was no answer, which heightened our fear. We heard it move closer, a low sort of growl, and then it released a most horrible howl. The leaves rustled wildly. We heard branches snap. Dad shivered and shook as his phone hit his lap. Its stomp shook the ground as it clomped toward our tent. Our chance of escape? Less than 15%. We caught a quick glimpse as the moon shed some light. What we saw made our hearts sink with terror that night. It was big. It was strong. It had 6-inch-long claws. Its shadow showed fangs hanging low from its jaws. A wolf or a bear or a mythical beast? Could we climb up a tree and be safe from its feast? No way, not a chance. This big creature could climb. Its arms stretched out wide. Its mouth dripped with slime. Screamed the beast as it started to scratch. The size of this thing told us we were no match. We clung tight to Dad, the tent twisting and shaking. With only one rip, we'd be free for the taking. Dad blew on the whistle he kept in his pack, but this angered the creature, now poised to attack. This thing was gigantic, humongous in size. Then it suddenly stopped as it heard our loud cries. Had it left? Had it possibly all been a dream? Did we actually spook it with naught but a scream? We had to decide. Did we wait? Did we run? The one thing we knew was this trip was no fun. We stared at each other, the moments like years. Then Dad bravely said, "Boys, let's conquer our fears." He unzipped the tent, and we saw his jaw drop. Whatever was out there, it made our hearts stop. We poked out our heads, then we saw Dad's mistake. He'd always assured us that Bigfoot was fake, but sitting so still, as if taking the watch, was the creature that found us, a giant Sasquatch. It looked at us hungry. Which boy would it pick? Before we could run, the beast came at us quick. Its arms reached the sky and its jaws opened wide. Huddled together, the three of us cried. Our hope was now gone, so we all shut our eyes. It was quiet and still. Then we heard it.
Surprise!
She broke out in laughter and finished her task. The one we were scared of was Mom in a mask.
What? Mom? Are you serious?
I can't believe this. Can you believe that? The whole time it was Mom. Look at her checklist. Purchase Bigfoot costume online, sneak up the campsite, make mysterious scary noises, one big howl, give it all you've got, stomp loudly, you are Bigfoot. Rustle leaves and crack branches, scratch and shake tent, suddenly go quiet for terrifying effect, take photo for proof of success, and take off mask to reveal surprise before they faint. And here is the photo she took for proof of her success. Don't forget to check the description for the other Ron Keres books. They're hilarious. See you soon.